Welcome everyone to the ETF2L Season 36 Prem Qualifier number one, perhaps the only one. Time will tell. I'm Peter. I'm joined with ArchRhythm on production, and we've got eepily with me as the co-caster in this this very much a sneak preview of what we're going to see next season of ETF2L.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty decent one. I feel like there's a lot of players in this server, damn near 12 of them, who have been on that kind of Div 1 to Prem border for a little while now. Obviously, Dr. Phil's a bit of a veteran of Prem, and obviously we've seen Kuna there before, and kind of Tobbs and a couple of these players kind of, a little bit back and forth, but this really is like a mix of all those, like kind of top Div 1 to the very bottom of Prem players. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out ahead of things.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way this this Prem qualifier works is that these two teams, I think they place number 1 and 2, except, or number 3 and 2, I guess, in Div 1 last season. So they're going to play first, and the winner will directly qualify into Prem, and then the loser will play another team, which, and then the winner of that match will move on. There is rumors that the other team has folded. It's a Charlie team, but we don't know if they have actually folded. So we're going to play this just in case that we actually do need the result of this. But the winner will go straight to Prem, and the loser will get another shot at it. That's the official taking away from this. But do you want to go through some rosters here, maybe, before we get going?
Yeah, we can start things off with Boinicle. Why not? Because they have a hell of a name. So I will give the official naming of Dande, also known as Mia on Medic, Aubrac on Demo Man, Phil and Juno on Soldiers, Potato on Scout, and a new pickup for them will be Leth, also on Scout. For anyone who watched their run through Div 1 last season, they'll notice there is a lack of Toast on their team. He did play the Scout role where Leth has now replaced him. I've been informed by my inside man, Juno, that apparently Toast just didn't want to play Prem Scout. He was like, nah, man, I don't think that sounds very fun. So he basically backed down. They picked up Leth, and it'll be a little bit interesting because, as you did point out in the precast beta, obviously Leth is not historically known as a Scout mate. He's more of a soldier for most people.
Yeah, it should be a pretty interesting thing. I always thought he was a pretty good soldier as well. So, maybe he just has to aim for it. But I will say, Boinicle, they are significantly less delicious now that they don't have Toast to go with Potato. It's going to be slightly less there. But moving on to the roster of Virtus.bro, it's two really good team names, by the way. But yeah, Virtus.bro, they have Mist on Scout, and then they also have Lancer. I can't remember who the Pocket Scout is. I think it Mist, but I could be wrong on that one. Then they got the Demo Man legend Kuna on Demo Man, basically the biggest frag hero you'll ever see. So expect some fat pipes coming up here. And then, of course, you've got DQC on, I think, on Pocket, and then we have Tops on Roamer, another Dane. So that ensures that a Dane will win this no matter what the result's going to be. So that's important. And then we got Cars on Medic. I think Cars is one of those medics that's been around for a long time, and I've always been really impressed with him whenever I saw him. So we are in for a really good one here. The maps will be Snakewater, Gullywash, and Granary, and we're going to start out with Snakewater. And those three maps, I really like that kind of map selection, because there are 3 different maps in the way they play out, I think.
Yeah, I feel like it's 3 maps that play fairly differently, but also they're 3 very, very established maps. So it's not like, you have some new weird thing like Bagel being thrown in, or like Metalworks, which is like, kind of way less played. It's still maps which the team should know how to play, but it is going to play to slightly different strengths. So, like Soldiers over Scouts and kind of vice versa at different points. But yeah, I'm interested to see how things start off on Snakewater. It's a little bit difficult from my point of view. I saw a little bit of Div 1 last season, but not a great deal. For me, it would make sense for Boinicle to be favored like they did. They didn't quite win Div 1, but they made it to the grand finals, and they've been a pretty established roster for quite a while. Only one kind of new pickup. Whereas I've not heard quite as much about Virtus.bro. Have you got any big inside info?
I don't have any inside info, but I have seen them play, and I would definitely agree with you that Boinicle are the favorites here. They've just been generally stronger. They actually went into the grand final looking like the strongest team, and then they just kind of got outplayed in that final a little bit. But like just going into it, it looked like they were the stronger team, and that could have changed a little bit with the addition of Left instead of Toast. They're probably going to lose a bit of coordination and just synergy in general. But, time will tell how long that's going to be. It's also, I think both of these teams have been pretty much just very, very stable. They've been scrimming together. They haven't really made any big changes to their roster, and they just kind of stuck together, practiced together. They've never stopped scrimming after the season ended. They just kind of went, well, we're just on the grind. So in that sense, it should be a pretty close matchup, I believe. I just think Boinicle are like slightly more like
Danish. They're slightly more Danish, is what you're saying, and therefore they will win.
Yeah,
they have two Danes as opposed to the one, so they're twice as good.
Yeah, imagine if Toast was still there, how one-sided this would be. But that's what it is. It's only going to be a 2-1 favor. Yeah, okay. So are there any specific players that you're looking for? Like, who do you think we should be paying attention to in this matchup?
So, from my point of view, I feel like Tobbs, in a lot of teams he's played in, he's tended to be like quite a big player in terms of soldiers. Not to say that DQZ is a big slacker, but I feel like Tobbs might shine just a little bit more there. Like you said, Kars is played on a lot of pretty top teams, just not quite getting all the way through Prem and stuff. In terms of the Boinicle side of things, obviously, like Phil, he's known conventionally, like back in the old days, right? He was classic Lego demo man, but has done quite a few seasons of Soldier now, and can make some big things happen as well. I mean, considering soldiers as well, Juno, he is the all-aim, minimal brain, just basically play MGA 8 hours a day and hit every rocket. So I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot from soldiers this game, Not necessarily that these scouts are going to be like bad by any means, but I feel like there's a lot of pretty big impact soldier plays that's going to be happening. Also, I will say, shout out to your boy Aubrac in general, because he's lovely and he's also a fragger.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with him. I always just kind of, like, in the back of my mind, I kind of thought of him as like, oh, I don't know, a Div 2 demo or something, but no. He's actually really good. He is really improved. And, like, I'll also just say that Dr. Phil has actually, like, his aim has gotten significantly better since his Prem days. It's kind of weird to see. He went down a Div, but his aim, it's gotten a lot better. But even then, I think Juno's going to be a big highlight reel, and then I kind of wonder how he's going to match up against Kuna, because I think he's going to be in his face a lot. But yeah, we're on the first mid here. Take it away.
Yeah, so we're going to be watching both teams just make their way here. Miss getting some early high ground before taking a rocket directly to his face. No one committing too hard, but it is Boinicle just getting a little bit towards the high ground. You're going to be seeing deep bombs from Tobbs. He's going to go all the way behind. Baitings a little bit further back. Junior's going to be the first casualty along with Phil now as well. No soldiers on the side of Boinicle, and they're going to get absolutely collapsed on. They're going to be trying to lead towards lower. 4 frags already lost, not a single one to their name. It is going to be all on Leth, and Mia going to be trying to escape through lower, and the chase isn't quite really there. Potentially, we can keep seeing them go all the way through upper. The Demon's actually jumping super stupidly, trying to get these stickies towards Mia, hitting nothing at all. Tuna gets picked out of the sky, and he will not get that today.
Yeah, that was a bit of a suicide. I kind of like the suicide there. It didn't do too much. The reason why Boinicle didn't win that mid was that they actually did bomb in very aggressively onto Kuna, but he survived on like 2 HP, and then he got an arrow, and then they could just move forward very aggressively. But look at this, Boinicle moving out super aggressively right now, and this is not working out. Mia's probably going to get killed. Oh yeah, this is not the situation they wanted.
No, this is an absolute mess. They've already lost 2. They have a much, much worse Uber. Mia's going to get thrown all the way around the map. That's 1 pipe already eaten. Somehow just not living on... next to nothing, but going to get cleaned up now. Thankfully, Leth does manage to pick up Kuna, but the heals is all in the side of Virtus.bro right now, picking up one player after another. We're going to be seeing both soldiers trying to play super close to try and nuke them through this little doorway, but ultimately, as long as they can keep getting these arrows from Kars and focus on these players, they should be fine. 4 second spawns, and actually... Ooh, that's a cheeky little hold there.
Yeah, it was a very brave play from Boinicle. They just sent both their soldiers forward with no heals and just spammed out that choke point very, very aggressively. And Juno got a little bit lucky there, surviving on 3 HP, but really well played by Boinicle. That push out was a complete disaster, but the hold was very, very solid. 2 soldiers very aggressively forward, and the heavy is sitting in the back, spamming it down. But they're going to need to survive another push right now.
Yeah, this is going to be a big old Uber advantage. That is why we do see Virtus.bro back out a little bit. They're going to be using straight through now. Gun's going to be the first thing dealt with. And now they're going to be going super deep towards these players towards the left-hand side. They're not really getting any frags. Yeah, Sticky's still towards point as well. We do see Lancer starting to play. He's getting so much time. He is now going to start getting collapsed a little bit upon, but there's so much damage on these remaining Boinicle players, and it should just be a clean-up game for DQZ and Mist here. That's going to be the first round there, fairly swiftly. Looking good in terms of this start for Virtus.bro.
Yeah, nothing really worked out for Boinicle there. Just every single push or mid-fight that they took, they just kind of ended up on the wrong side of things. The entire Boinicle team got purged from their own left side, so a scout could just kind of edge out the point a little bit, and then by the time that they actually got in there and dealt with the scout, the point was like 80% capped, and it was pretty easy to just clean everyone else up there as they dove onto the point. So 1-0 for Virtus.bro, but plenty of time left.
Exactly, a lot of time to work with. You do see DQZ going super deep behind, along with his buddy Tobbs. Again, some decent damage. They do just about pick up Mia now, so once again, heals are in their favor. Kaz has been kiting so well this entire mid, but ultimately, he is going to go down to Juno, who nearly gets another frag here towards Mist as well. He's so weak just by getting cleaned up, and it will be a Boinicle mid, but a scrappy one at that.
There's about 30 HP in total remaining on the side for Virtus.bro there, so a very scrappy mid. Basically a soldier jumping in behind, drawing everyone back with them. And oh my god, look at the DQC. He's actually forward. Oh, he's been spotted. All right, good eyes there by the soldier. Gonna deny that, so well done there. But yeah, it was basically a DM fight as both soldiers threw everyone behind and backwards. That happened for both teams, so it was basically two separate fights going on, and Virtus.bro just slightly came out ahead, but both medics died. Mia actually died a bit earlier, which is good because that means that she spawns earlier, so she could have potentially gone crit streak here. That would have given her a pretty significant advantage. As it is, she's just going to go Uber. That will still give her a small advantage, but probably not enough to push on here.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a little bit optimistic, especially because I mean, you can tell how well they're reading the Ubers on the side of Virtus.bro. They know this is a tiny little disad. So we saw Cars playing all the way towards this doorway of kitchen that entire time. The second he gets his Uber, now he's going to move forward with the rest of his team, play this as a normal little hole. Just fine little bit there, but it does show they are paying attention to these 15% disadvantages. Now, you're moving towards Grasso, trying to get a little bit of space to possibly send a soldier out through window. They're spamming this high ground to get these scouts off, and it looks like Tobbs wants to go for it. He's just getting ready now. It's going to be actually other soldier instead going to be getting in. They're super easy force towards Mia there. Basically did no damage at all and still got it off. That seems a little bit weird.
Yeah, agreed. I'm not quite sure what she saw there. There were a few stickies lying around, like in some scattered out areas, so maybe she was afraid that she had missed a couple and she was just going to get insta-deaded. But yeah, I'm not sure. She was kind of standing on the medkit. Yeah, I have no idea really why that got popped. That looked very weird to me as well, but that's going to end up with a full Uber disadvantage now. It's actually already on 50%. They've been pretty slow. They wanted to get the soldiers back, of course, but they're just going to take their time here on this second. Looks like there's not going to be a whole lot of contest here on Boinicle. No. They're very happy to let it go, and they might just get the Uber for last. That's definitely their goal, it seems like.
Yeah, they're going to be trying hard for it. They've been building so well this entire time. Uber's now going to get used 95% towards Mia, who's going to be all the way towards his left-hand side. She will be getting her own Uber, so Potato is sacrificed, but for the greater good as his Uber now gets used, picking up Kuna. The scrappy fight going towards the side, though, with Juno getting picked up, but Phil picking up both these remaining frags. Yeah, that should be securing this last and giving them a little opportunity to start pushing out. They have spotted all three of these players, Lanza, Mist, and Cars, so they should be able to just walk all the way towards second here. Lanza actually went nice and low there, but he's actually going to keep himself alive. And they are going to be building a little bit as well. Potential for a leapfrog here, but it is only about a 15% advantage for Cars.
Yeah, this is basically the same situation that we saw before, where Mia had the advantage, but now it's Cars that have it. They are holding middle, which means that you can be more aggressive. Looks like they're going to send in the soldiers super aggressively here, and actually he does get stuck to Phil. Wins that 1v1. That's going to be enough to actually take this, and Mia gets taken down. Oh, the dot push. It's so good.
That was fantastic. Like, it doesn't really matter what happens at this point, as long as they can just keep themselves in a healthy position. DQZ seems to want more, but he's just going to have to chill just a moment. So important there. They picked up the scout that was with Mia, so she couldn't back away. It's super important stuff. Mia's still not even spawned now, so these remaining players, as they spawn, aren't going to be getting their crit hills. They're not going to be getting their buffs. They do manage to get 2 frags, though. That's a nice little start.
Yeah. Oh, Obiek's actually on the cannonballs right now. That's pretty interesting. I'm not sure what kind of logic that goes behind that, because it is a pretty crappy weapon in general. Like there are some very specific like distances where you can just spam it so that you will double dunk them and they'll get bounced around a whole lot. But I'm not quite sure. Okay, yeah, he just switched off. I think he was just. I think he has some sort of distance figured out where he can bounce away Ubers.
Yeah, it's like if you play towards the left hand side, you can deny Ubers pretty well that come through Shutter with the loose cannon, but it is a little bit riskier than some other maps like kind of Granary and Gully and things like that. But we will see a Shutter Uber going on through. Once again, only about 10% advantage. Oh my god, that's a big old air shot there. But Kuhn is actually doing huge damage. He has actually killed the Demo Man. Now there's going to be no stickies towards point, but there is still an Uber on the side of Mia, and it's not really going to get anything at all.
Not quite. The Uber came in there. It was way later pop there for Mia, and the respawner's advantage just came into play here. So good luck, good job by Cards to actually get out alive here. So he's going to be able to just rebuild here. The dot pushes so far have been pretty deadly, so I would imagine that they're just going to go in here and try to make it work again. They did see Mia pop slightly later, so you know exactly what's going on right now as far as Ubers are concerned. So I think it's just what it's going to be. The sentry gun is pretty close to the shutter door as well. This could be a bad thing because it means they can just kill it instantly, or if they try to jump through the door very aggressively, it could actually just stuff them completely. So I'm very interested to see how they deal with the sentry gun and where this push is going to come from.
Yeah, looks like actually they're not going to be going off anything dot pushy. They're just going to be sending 2 sacks in, and they're going to get basically nothing for that. DQZ and Lanza just sacrificing themselves for just, the off chance. What if we manage to kill them somehow? Juno suffers the same fate as he's just going to get picked up easily by Mist there. And this is going to be just a little bit of a stalemate. Opportunities for an off-classer, which is going to be Lanza on the old sniper. Left as well, picking up the rifle. So we're going to see a little bit of that classic Snakewater sniper v sniper action. Who gets a buff? Who's going to be hitting these headshots?
Yeah, and we've got the casual, normal sentry setup as well in the middle. The thing that just shuts down any jumpers and snipers a whole lot just on its own, basically. Object, he might be on the cannonballs as well. You can see he's kind of holding left side, which is a bit unusual. Not super unusual, but a little unusual, at the very least. Normally you would see him on the right side. And the sniper on the left tried to peek his way out through a drop down, but Object just immediately shut that down. So really nice hold so far. Juno gonna go for the counterattack, not really getting any luck with it. Yeah, Juno's KD not looking so hot right now.
Yeah, sometimes you've just got to be that soldier. Sometimes you just got to be that feeder who goes in and goes, what if I kill them all? I mean, it's not worked yet, but I mean, maybe in a minute. This is obviously still 10 minutes in the game, a lot of time to play with, but it is Virtus.bro in the driving seat, 1-0 currently, so they're going to feel pretty comfortable just to keep on trying to make things work with this Lanza sniper. He has spawned again. He's going to be peeking towards this left-hand side, see if he can find anyone just a little bit out of place, but ultimately, it's going to be pretty hard for him to get anywhere towards Mia.
Yeah, well, he got a good start there. Wins the sniper duel, just a nice little body shot onto the left. Finds that first immediate kill, and now he's going to pressure through his own left side. Won't be able to find anything, but looks like he's going to go through the drop down. But yeah, again, the demo man, he is there waiting for him. And yeah, Lancer sees it. So this is the difficult part, finding that angle, and then you only have a split second to actually hit it. Very, very difficult stuff here. To actually do anything as a sniper, but they have time to work with it. There's still 5.5 minutes or so remaining before anything happens, and we can see the banner has been brought out from Phil as well.
Yeah, he is going to be charging us a little bit of a banner, so they have a sniper of their own. They have banner going up on the side of Boinicle. That should be active fairly soon. They can look to take that battalion's back up and go for like a sack attempt with it. I would imagine they're not going to be too keen to trade Ubers because it's kind of a tricky place to really get through doorways and get a successful trade, but see how brave they're feeling. Once again, Lanza's going to be doming left. Yeah, left is not getting the good end of this sniper duel. Feel like it might not be his class today. Maybe Spy's more his level. Yeah,
maybe he just needs a bit of warmer here. Soldier's actually going to jump in, see if they can find a way onto Mia. Oh, he gets jumped super hard by the sentry gun. He tried. I'll give him that. And Lancer going down as well here. That's just 2 players down. This, Juno, now, go. Go, my child.
This is your chance to shine, buddy. Time to kill them all. But there's sticks on lower, and there's players all the way spamming towards upper, and the spawns are going to come in basically any second. Phil's going in. He does want to take a fat little trade. He's forcing a lot of flashes already, actually. Pretty decent start. He's going to be bannering now as well. They got to kind of deal with this soldier on the back line. Seems to be the first frag, and now the spawn is just only coming in on the side of Virtus.bro. They're just only getting through these doorways, and Mist is just being thrown around the entire map right now. Going to get cleaned up as well. That was a cheeky little push here, and there's more. There's more that Boinicle wants to get here. They want to keep on moving through lower, even with Kuna and DQZ playing so close. They should be able to keep on walking on through. But they kind of baited Juno there. They need to be really aware of any kind of long fight potential here, because they're just sitting there on low ground.
Oh, yeah. Like, Juno, he bought a lot of space, but he didn't really have the follow-up here, and then Mia gets kind of left out alone, and oh no, Phil's just like waiting for an arrow, and he never gets it, and he might not make it out alive. Nope. DQC's gonna find him, and oh, nice shot there from Object. Cheeky little air shot. It's gonna take him down immediately there, but overall, that was a very poor push, and you can kind of feel like the coordination is not quite where it needs to be right now for Boinicle. So hopefully,
yeah, like that was just that was bizarre. Mia wanted to kite towards grass, but every single other member of the team was like towards Saw. So she just walked basically towards grass by herself and then just got like two-shot by a soldier. Like there's something not being called. Something isn't right with the Boinicle camp right now, and it's costing them because this is another huge advantage. Going to be looking to go towards Shutter right now. Nice early use here. Kuna's going to get sent all the way into the skybox. Not be doing a great deal right now, but they are picking up Potato at least. Dick still towards point on the upper side, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with, but right now it looks like Virtus.bro are going to be happy to try and go for some frags. They lost cars though, so late fight isn't going to be in their favor. It is still a bit of a 3v3. He's trying to get as much heals out as is physically possible right now. Ooh, that's cheeky. Oh, they don't get it. Actually, no, the Devil's hit as well, getting so much damage with these spawners. No, Kuna, it's not happening, dude.
He tried to go for the hero play there, but yeah, the real hero play was from DQC, just doing a ton of damage, getting the medic. It's going to make any kind of push out completely impossible for Boinicle. So Uber's, actually it's a good enough advantage that you can definitely push on it here. And yeah, you still want to push an advantage. I'm just kind of like looking at the time and how it all works out, and you still want to push on these advantages. You can't just let the clock run out and try to use that to your advantage, because a reset will still give Boinicle plenty of time to win a mid fight and get a point, like no problem at all.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like it's really difficult when they have these sticks on the top side of point. It's really difficult to clear them all to get your scout onto the point in this only, I mean, it's about 10% advantage now. They're going to try for it though, and Kuna's going to fail his jump horrendously. Only now just about getting the gun. Mia's got an Uber. Oh, so nearly died on 99 then, but it is going to be looking pretty hot. Somehow Aubrac dies, which is not ideal. Thankfully, every other frag does go their way, so it's not going to be too bad of a situation here. Yep, everything else goes away at Boinicle. A little bit spooky there when you lose your demo so early. Cars is going to try and escape, but
this could be so disastrous. If you get chased down by the scout, that is the worst way to die. Okay, survives on 60, so that was close. Whew. Like, I mean, losing your medic at the end of a fight like that is just the worst thing.
Yeah, it is just as well Lanza was that spawner there as well, because just that little bit of scout speed can be so important. That actually allows them to obviously keep cars alive, keep them buffing up people, and now they're actually wanting to play close here. They know this is a little bit disad, but they can keep on playing close up until that Uber becomes active in just a couple seconds now. So Cars, we do see him backing up just a little bit towards point, respecting that 25% advantage that Mia does have. Just trying to make sure he can get his own before anything too bad happens. Rest of players playing towards the Hyper. They've not got a fantastic position here. DQZ is going to be jumping in. Deep trying to get something here, but actually Mia's directly above you, dude. It's not going to happen at all. No force is going to be there at all. And if they do want to go on a trade, it's going to have to be like a player disadvantage and standing in doorway trade. It's not happening. They're just conceding mid.
Yeah, the Ubers were even, but they were in such a poor position by the time they actually got it that it was no longer worth using it. So I approve of the decision to not not panic there and actually just try to use it. So they're going to go with the second point, and they are going to have spawners here. DQC is not quite in the fight yet, and I think Boinicle know about this because they are just pushing aggressively right now into grass.
Yeah, they are getting pretty aggressive. You see Cars and his main combo players playing really far back here. Thankfully, Mist does manage to pick up Phil, so it actually looked like it could be a scary little trade. It is actually Tobbs initiating this trade and starting to get these flashes off. Meanwhile, in all of this, Potato's going to go down to Lanza, so there's actually two players down on the side of Boinicle, and it looks like Left may not be long for this world either, as he's all the way towards Africa, and he's going to get cleaned up now. So it is Juno, Aubrac, and Mia all on their side of mid. He will manage to pick up Lanza and escape after taking some pretty heavy damage towards Saw, but at least they are maintaining this equal Uber situation. Importantly, though, it does feel like, on average, these situations are just a little bit more in the favor of Virtus.bro. There's not really been any any traction, no like real momentum in terms of Boinicle kind of stacking point after point. You know, they're just kind of getting pushed back at every step.
Yeah, usually when you watch really good teams, the thing that just really sets them apart is that when they get this small advantage, they just kind of snowball it into something massive. But so far, Boinicle, they haven't been able to actually get the snowball rolling. And Virtus.bro, they're just very good at putting a stop to it, like before it can actually get dangerous. So it just kind of looks very undramatic from Virtus.bro's point of view, because they're just so good at actually stopping the momentum here. They have a sniper right now, and we are now at a point where just slowing down the game could definitely favor them, because Boinicle, they need to make something happen pretty soon. There's about 12 minutes remaining, and they've managed to sneak Potato behind, and I don't think anyone has noticed. They haven't. So, okay. We've got this set up. Now it's just a matter of will we get the payoff here.
I feel like if anyone on the side of Virtus.bro has their game volume loud enough, they will be able to hear him running directly behind them. Oh my god, I honestly thought Kuna was cheating just then. It looked like he was going to jump straight for him, but no, they genuinely have no idea. And they're all the way back towards grass. Oh, yeah. They're not going to commit though. This is a little bit tricky, and in fairness, when it comes to timing, if Potato keeps on delaying for another few more minutes, it's like, it might just be time on the clock where if he doesn't get it, it's kind of for nothing. I appreciate the fact that...
If he moved right now, he would just have an open path to the medic, but he doesn't know. Like, he can't really look because he gets spotted. But, you know, how do you distract here as Boinicle? How do you set it up so that it's just super easy for Potato? Because if you go very aggressively, that means that everyone's going to pull backwards, and that means there's going to be more people between Potato and the medic. So they kind of need to go passively and hope that they move forward, but then you're giving space to Lancer. So it's a bit of an unnerving path to walk here for them. Like, it's a bit of a risk that they have to take.
Yeah, it's super, super scary at all times. We do see just enough movement towards grass, potentially bring Potato out of his hiding spot. We do see some of these other players going in deep as well. DQZ is going to be jumping in, not getting really any damage towards me at all. And Potato's in, he's going straight directly towards Cars.
Of all things.
What? That was sick. Okay, that was ridiculous. And now Phil's going to get taken down as well. The Uber does get used for Boinicle. Oh, Cars so nearly drops his own, but ultimately this is just be a way, way better Uber. Kuna just jumps into his own death though, so I guess he wanted to try and equalize things a little bit, but ultimately Virtus.bro can be getting all the frags they need, importantly taking down Mir there, securing the second point, and ultimately ceasing any movement in the game for just a couple seconds. Lanza is still on sniper. At this point, he can choose to go aggressive just for the sake of, if he gets a shot, great. If he dies, great. It's fine. It doesn't matter. He can just spawn on a more useful class in terms of this push, and they can play this Uber advantage.
Yeah, I like the very aggressive push there, just ignoring the soldier that's shooting him, trying to go for some sort of hero shot. It's fine. I think he actually just wanted to die here to go scout.
Yeah.
Having a scout on the push is just so good when you have the Uber in there. You can put time on the point, you can soak up a bunch of damage, you can dodge a bunch of things, you can do a ton of easy damage. So there's just going to be this normal Uber push in. Oh my god, Top's going down before the push though. That's going to definitely put a spanner in the works a little bit. But I think they might just go anyway.
Yeah, they're going to try for it once again. Kuna not really making his jump. Old man not got the old sticky jumps going, but yeah, a little bit of damage here. Time towards point is pretty significant, but ultimately they're just getting more and more players getting molted down by this left heavy, and they're just going to have no real position anywhere at all. Lanza might even get cleaned up super late. He will at least trade for Phil before going down himself to the arrow of Mir, so good little last hold there for Boinicle. They should be able to start moving out towards second as well. The fact that left was on heavy is going to slow them down a little bit, and their spawns are also pretty slow. It does look like Juno really wants to try and walk forward to try and do some good things here. He does actually pick up DQZ in 3 easy rockets, and it's actually going to force the entirety of Virtus.bro to just back up.
Yeah, that's
No,
huge.
the stickies from Kuna!
Oh, gets the medic down. Juno hit some really nice rockets on Lanza there as well. Yeah, it was great work there by Juno initially to just open everything up, because he was threatening to go behind and get a really good flank going, which caused everyone to pull back. But then the stickies, the big brain stickies, you were talking about it pre-game, right? About how good his stickies are in mid. Well, they're also good in prem, it seems.
Apparently, yeah, he's got the traps of a god, so now, literally just down on that one play, it's going to be not only a huge Uber advantage, but no one really from Boinicle is even going to be bothering to look towards second. Like, they're just standing around, right? Like, they're just towards lobby, whatever. They're trying to get a gun up. They're trying to go for another successful little last hold. It's so much advantage for cars, though. They're going to be looking to move towards lower. Last few times they've done this, it hasn't really worked out. So I think, yeah, I think it will be Shutter this time. Obviously, aware of the sniper opportunity. So it is going to be Kuna jumping in. Once again, failing sticky jumps, not quite doing it. His second jump, though, is going to be pretty deep, though, but he's just a little bit too far ahead of the rest of his team. He will get cleaned up as well, along with Tobbs and DQZ. And that's just an absolute failure push again. I shudder to think what is happening in Kuna's brain, where he's like, dude, why can't I sticky jump anymore?
Yeah, that center sentry has actually just been so good every time. It obviously dies pretty quickly, but it just denies every single jumper every single time. And, you know, they jump in, they get bounced, then they kill the sentry, and then they jump, and by that point it's kind of too late. And they've wasted a bunch of time, and then they also just spread out too far. Like, Kuna jumped in way too deep there. And then he just got picked off by scouts and the soldier. I'm pretty sure the soldier killed him by accident, by just shooting someone else. Like, that's how deep he was. So now they're going to come in here very aggressively. The Uber is actually on cars, but once again, they're in a pretty poor position. But this time around, they're going to run forward instead of backwards.
Yeah, they are going to be running forward. It is a decently worse Uber here. Boinicle does have the opportunity to use the tail end of this Uber to get some position up top, taking down Tobbs already. DQC getting some good damage, not quite hitting these shots, so nice little surf there from Mia. It's going to keep herself alive, but the rest of her players not quite getting the same fate. Oh, this is really, really aggressive gameplay from Virtus.bro, and they're making it work. I was almost thinking I've been overly aggressive, but they pick up pretty much everyone. Mia living is important, getting back to Phil and going through lower, but second's going to go Virtus.bro, and now I'm seeing 6 minutes on the clock, Peter. I feel like Boinicle need more than one good thing happening, right? Like, they have that one thing, and then you just get pushed back again. Like, it's just been the entire game of that.
Yeah, it seems like they hit those small speed bumps, and it's just enough to make sure that they never get up to speed. And just Virtus.bro, like, you got to give credit to them. They're making some good decisions and making sure that they play around the respawn times and everything else going for them really well. And they might just go in here again. They're positioning very aggressively as if they have Uber advantage, but they don't.
No, okay, they did force off the Uber. Kuna is...
Oh!
He's gonna escape? Okay, he dies. Oh my god, I was gonna say, he once again failed a sticky jump through Shutter because it's impossible. Can't be done ever. Somehow forces off the medic, nearly gets out. This is going to force an off Uber push here from Boinicle. Phil's going to be going super, super deep into the skybox. Now all the way towards the point, getting some good damage. Actually, they managed to nuke Tobbs there a little bit. Missed as well. This should be a decent little position. They do have a player advantage. DQZ as well, super, super weak. Very nearly cleaned up there, but just by getting an arrow in time, this is kind of scary if you're Virtus.bro. You don't want to keep on fighting here indefinitely, but DQZ is just going to jump in. One easy rocket, two easy rockets towards Mia. And he kept himself alive for way too long there, basically owning that second for his team, and they are just going to walk back in. Only Leth and Potato really to worry about.
The scout behind lines, though. Onto the medic. It looks like Kaz not going to get killed by him. So just, again, it just seems like DQC, he survived on like 17 HP, stood in the corner, some rockets barely missed him, and then he managed to just come in there and just do the giant nuke where he killed the medic and the demo man. And it's just these small things that Boinicle just haven't been able to get going for them because the DM just slightly fails them, or they don't focus fire well enough. And now they're going to be facing out this full Uber advance coming, and they're going to go left side this time.
Yep, left side, nice and deep, picking up one and a second player there as well. Only 3 on the side of Boinicle. Tool, looks like Phil isn't going to be long for this world. He's going to get cleaned up as well. Still stickies towards point, but now they get death, and it's going to be everyone surging forward. Albrecht gets sent into the skybox all the way from a point. And yep, they're going to be securing that second round. 3 minutes 30 left to go. And Boinicle already need to just get 2 really quick rounds to even just equalize this.
It's going to be very, very difficult. 3 minutes, that's 2 1.5 minute rounds. That's very, very difficult terrain to work with. But, you know, at the very least, you want to get some momentum going on for the next map here, because I feel like Boinicle, they've been very, very close at winning these fights and mid-fights in particular, but they haven't quite gotten there. So if they can actually just start getting there, they can carry that momentum into the second map.
Yeah, it must be frustrating for them so far. They're going to be going deep again. Both the soldiers are going to get absolutely just nuked into the dirt. They do manage to at least pick up cars there. Later getting in nice and deep and hitting some all-important shots. So the late fight will be no medics at all. It's just turning into a little 2v2 here. Potato's basically got no health, and they're just going to get 1-2 easy. Potato left down. Another mid secured for Virtus.bro. And at this point, I mean, we would need something Herculean on the side of Boinicle to manage to bring this back in the 2 minutes 30 that there is.
Yeah, I think they need to go like double spy and like get a bunch of picks while still maintaining 2 scouts to cap things out. It's going to be extremely difficult, not to win a round, but to win 2 rounds in particular. Winning a round is easy. You can still do that. But winning 2 is just so damn weird. All right, Dr. Phil is actually going to come in from behind in the flank while this push is going on the grass side. So that's really good. Juno's being very aggressive, buying a bunch of space. Scout's going to come in. Phil has been picked up in the back. And so far, looks like this grass area has not been moved around from either team. No one really able to do much before finally they do manage to slowly just chip down Boinicle in what seems like a regular old fashion.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of seem like a good metaphor for the entire game, just chipping away at Boinicle, forcing them to make some little mistakes. Now they're in all the way towards last. Mia's actually all the way towards spawn and drops left before using. It's so unfortunate. Kaz's Uber is about 60% better. It's a pretty fantastic situation, and you can guarantee right now Left is just like, why me? Why me? It's going to be the rest of the players just all getting cleaned up now as well. Should be a nice, easy 3rd round and a absolute securing of this round and this map there for Virtus.bro.
Yeah, at this point it's just a matter of honor for Boinicle. Can they actually win a mid? You know, that's what we see. Got Potato with the trash talk. You're not supposed to do that when you're losing, Potato. That's not how it works. And
maybe they did just get lucky. Maybe they did just get lucky. What can you do?
Man, they just keep getting lucky every time, yeah.
Damn, every single time for 30 minutes. Oh. Yeah. Well, what can you do? Sometimes it does just be that way. 40 seconds left on the clock. These are just frags for the logs right now, you know? Cobbs is there like, I got another medic frag there, easy. They're even actually going to win this mid-fight, just about. Phil gets in, gets some nice rockets. Not quite picking up cars, though. Okay, we got 25 seconds for Left to show off his scout debut of the season prowess. He's going, he's missing a jump. He's doing some 360s. He knows what's going on. Not really any frags yet. Oh, and yeah, no, that's, yeah, not any frags there. That's game right there.
38 to the medic. That's almost as good, in my opinion. That's what you want, really. You know,
yeah,
I think Boinicle probably would have had a better chance on that mid if Object didn't decide to taunt in the middle of it. That probably would have helped. But yeah, very secure 3-0. Didn't feel like it was really that close the entire time. Boinicle, did they ever push last? Like maybe once? But other than that, they just never quite got there. They just lost momentum and got pushed back to their own second or last. Over and over and over again.
It just felt like in so many of these situations, Virtus.bro they were just more comfortable. They never really felt like they got too many things kind of go out of their control. And, you know, there's some good little bits here and there, like the big stickies picking up Mia and like the big DQZ bomb picking up Mia. Like those obviously, you know, basically considering that was on second point as well, those are basically round winning plays. But at the same time, like think of all the last pushes that they managed to fail on the side of Virtus.bro as well. Like if they had a higher last push conversion rate, it would have been just like a 5-0, right? Like they had so many opportunities to do that, whereas we just saw nothing close to that on Boinicle.
Yeah. So before looking at the logs, I would say like Mist had a really good game. He just seemed to always be alive at the end of fights and just cleaning people up and like doing a really good job of just protecting his medic. So that I think he's gonna have like a super high KD and then a big. Okay, I'm actually just gonna open up the logs here, but
we're just gonna look at numbers. We're gonna cheat, see what's going on.
Oh yeah. He did do well. All right, it's not just me. He went 25 for 8.
That's pretty good. Not going to complain at that. Yeah, 25 for 8 on Miss. I feel like the most significant log by far is like this medic comparison. Cars, 3 deaths to Mia's 12. And more importantly, Virtus.bro had 6 more Ubers. Like, and that's only off 1 drop as well, right? So if it was like 4 drops, you'd be like, okay, at least they got the Uber, but then dropped and whatever weird stuff happened. Like there was big plays on the side of Virtus.bro. But no, it was literally just Cars was just alive forever. They won all the mids. They kept their medic alive. They kept getting Ubers. They kept having opportunities towards last. And it just made so much of a difference.
Yeah, it was a really big deal. Like, I would probably say Mia needs to step up her game as well, but also just, in general, it's not not the medic's fault every time the medic dies, but there were quite a couple of times where I thought that Mia like popped too early or were slightly out of position or died in situations where she shouldn't, or when she like split off from her team. So I feel like she's going to be a big part of any kind of comeback that Boinicle could potentially make here on the second map, which will be Gullywash. But yeah, that's like 12-3 is enormous.
It's
That
insane.
can't be understated. Yeah.
Like it honestly, it genuinely surprises me that it was only a 3-0 with stats like that, right? Like that's such a significance in terms of like medics. Like I said, it could have been a 5-0 if Virtus.bro had slightly more effective last pushes, but just playing in that perpetual situation of never really having an advantage to push off. Because yeah, like if you look back over that game, like when were Boinicle in a positive uber advantage situation where they really could go forward, it basically just didn't really happen. Even if it was like, a 20-30% advantage, it was just like, yeah, it was a rough one. But I mean, that was Snakewater, right? That was last map. This is a whole new map. Gullywash is a very, very different beast. It plays pretty significantly differently, and there will be a little bit of an opportunity between these maps for Boinicle to go for a bit of a mental reset here. And I think they'll need to, because that game was, I'm sure undeniably that must have been fairly frustrating. But going into this, what are you thinking they're going to have to focus on the side of Boinicle?
Well, the good news is that it seemed that they were able to do like last holds, and then they would push out, and then they would kind of try to push into middle, say, and then they did kind of slowly lose momentum. And Gullywash being a much more close distance map means that they will run out of steam. Like they'll get farther before they run out of steam, so they can actually make use of these pushes and make them work a lot better, just theoretically speaking, at least on Gullywash, that they could on Snakewater, because Snakewater is a pretty long map. It's pretty difficult to actually push in onto any one area, and it can be very difficult to work out, and it's easier to do on Gullywash. So I think making those kind of pushes work, it's going to be better. And then of course need to focus on also just playing around their medic, making sure that they coordinate which door to, I don't know, escape out of, so they don't split up randomly, and just to make sure that they obviously clean for sticky traps and stuff. That's not really like a proper thing to focus on. That's just something you need to do all the time anyway. Don't make mistakes, basically, forehead.
Yeah, I mean, don't run away from your medic. Don't have your medic run away from you. Problem solved. You would have got 6 more Ubers. You would have won that game. Easy peasy. It's just that simple. Yeah. We are seeing... Oh, I was going to say, I saw one of the teams ready up just then, but they're taking just a minute to emotionally, mentally, whatever, prepare themselves. I guess that might give us a minute to make some predictions. We didn't really give predictions last time. We thought the Boinicle might be the favorite. Joke's on us, I guess. Are you thinking this might be Virtus.bro looking to take this a smooth 2 maps to 0?
No, I think we're going to go all the way. And I think we're going to make it into a third map here. I think it's going to be a 2-1 for Boinicle. It seems like it's going to be a relatively slow game between these two teams. They're really good at holding, and they're not that comfortable on pushing on small advantages, or at least they haven't been able to make it work very well. So that's going to be my prediction. A 2-1 score. But what about you?
Honestly, I think the Boinicle are like shaky, right? I feel like some of the mistakes they're making is like, I don't know, it's like a little bit of nerves, or just like, they're not used to playing some of these teams. I would imagine they would have like screamed each other before. I don't know. They seem shaky, and it seems like the kind of thing which is difficult to snap out of in only about 10 minutes. So I think Virtus.bro might be looking good again, but I mean, we're going to find out pretty soon here. We are going into our second map here, going into CP Gullywash in these Season 36 preseason playoffs. We have Boinicle on blue against Virtus.bro on the red side. Both them is rolling out choke. No one's going to be doing anything too crazy here. Ulbrich trying to get some decent damage towards Big Door, not hitting anything too much to begin with. And the deep Soldier's going to get so much damage towards him before Tobbs goes all the way on the back lines. Now, though, Potato is the first frag that's getting driven by there. And then Phil gets cleaned up as well. Carzo does get taken out by Juno on the back line. So no heals on the side of Virtus.bro. They are going to still be trading players back and forth. Mia does manage to get out super early, and it is going to be Ulbrich taking a 1v1 versus Mist and losing his life. So
Kuna's far forward right now. He's oh, okay. Looks like he just abandons that idea. Doesn't want to deal with that. So Mia actually got out alive this time around. So that part of the plan is a success. I think Kuna might have been on the hunt there, and that was a cast dying because Juno managed to sneak his way in behind, get down the medic. But otherwise, I'm actually kind of surprised that Boinicle lost that mid because they sent 2 soldiers in for the demo man, but Aubrek, he just dodged both of those expertly and didn't die. So now, Boinicle, they're going to come in here. They want to come in. Looks like Mia's actually going to get forced here. Pretty reasonable force coming in. And everyone else has just completely evacuated right now here for Virtus.bro.
Yeah, they have backed all the way, and then the second they saw that Uber didn't get used to go through the choke point, they're like, okay, right, we can move forward again. We're going to have 90% Uber, we're going to have a huge advantage. We can look to start pushing forward whenever. DQZ just only spawning, but he can play nice and slow on the flanks, so there's nothing too much for them to worry about. They can be aware on the side of Virtus.bro that at least a couple of these players are playing close. They don't really want to trade the Uber for the sake of a soldier.
Didn't get spotted.
They're going to pick up Juno, they're going to pick up Potato. Phil is still on the back lines. He's still basically towards Choke. He's going to try and get towards the medic, but Kaz is basically just ignoring him, going all the way towards Choke, and they've just got 2 frags. They've got midpoint for free already. They're looking to go all the way towards second as well, and even try and take this. As long as they can lock down the shutter, there's going to be no opportunity for Mia to get out even with the Uber. And they're losing Juno again?
Yeah, he just walked out. I'm very surprised, actually, that he didn't go sniper. That seemed like such an obvious time to just go sniper and peek out the shutter door and just take a shot at the medic, but he just walked out of the door either way, and he should have been completely able to just see where everyone was because he was just spectating everyone. So a bit of a weird decision there by June, just walk out of spawn and and just, I don't know, go for a play. I'm not sure. He just stood around. I think he was just expecting everyone else from Boinicle to actually go for the contest, but they didn't. So maybe again a bit of a sign of some poor communication going on right now for Boinicle, and that worries me. That's something we saw on the first map and seems to hold true still for this one.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a deep little peek there from Kuna just a second. Wants to get some vision, wants to get some damage towards the sentry gun. Pretty classic hold here on the side of Boinicle. They have a gun, they have a pyro. This is going to deny anything too much in terms of getting to them. They did see the scout get under point, so Juno already there to try and take him down there as well. This will be an extended 1v1. They do manage to actually kill each other, so this does still leave point a little bit open. DQZ is halfway towards it, but doesn't really have to commit too hard here. You see that Phil is just looking at like a hawk, basically. He's like, right, you are not just going to cap it from beneath us. Not happening at all. And these spawners should be coming up just about any second.
Yes, right now they're just trying to go for the spam, but I think they're going to shift their attention once the sniper comes into a good position. And Gullywash last. I feel like it's an okay sniper position. You kind of have to go for some hero shots, but you can also just like snipe through main and get some body shots going on to unsuspecting people. He has given himself away. He did fire off a shot, so they should have heard it at the very least. But currently, Boinicle, they're not really contesting the riverside very much. Looks like they're finally going to send a soldier in there, but they were pretty far away from it then. They actually left quite a bit of window there for Lancer, and he might just go for it here. But yeah. Like, what do you feel like you should do other than just have the sniper? Like, what should you do in concurrently to try and maybe make the sniper play work, or use it to enforce any other things?
I feel like really at this point, I mean, like the dream really is to try and get this gun down, or try and get any kind of pick just to open this up a little bit. If they can deal with a gun, they can go for like a sack with a sniper peek, something along those lines. They could, honestly, I don't know, like it depends how bold they get. Taking down Aubrek. See, that is like the start that they need, right? Like no stickies towards point, no stickies on shutter. They can start picking these doorways as much as they want. There's already one on point and stickies on the front. There's so much time there from DQZ. Doesn't manage to get it just about, but there's still a scout in water. He's been spotted. Oh, missed. Could have looked to maybe be a brave little boy there, but he is going to escape here. The headshot, though, raining down upon Juno. It is so scary. Aubrek does just last spawn. He's so scared.
Vulnerable right now. There's a scout coming up onto the point. There's a pyro that's kind of sniffing out, but this guy, he's just going to walk onto it. Oh my god. Yeah, he gets him down. That was just so crucial there. The picks coming out from the sniper, just opening up the door, and then they did such a good job of actually playing in through the water that they just managed to take it out super well. Very well played there by Virtus.bro, and getting the key picks and making good use of them.
Yeah, like really calm from Virtus.bro as well. They didn't go for that thing where, you know, like you get a really important pick and then you just like full commit. They were still playing smart. Even if the scout had died there, they would have still had a decent fight on their hands. But second mid now, we see aggressive soldiers. Tobbs going super deep all the way towards elbow, taking down Mia in one easy rocket there. So heals all in the form of Virtus.bro. Juno tries to go behind this time, but Kaz is not waiting for him. Instead, he's just playing a little bit further forward and getting mulched by the stickies of Albrecht, who's going to be cleaning up everything alongside Potato. So they got Mia, but not really anything else at all. And now it's Albrecht as the aggressive demo man playing towards lobby. This is the first... I thought that this is actually the first mid-fight of the night for Boinicle.
Oh, yeah.
Finally putting up a bit of resistance.
Yeah, that's a good point. They got some really good crossfire going there, Boinicle. So even though they lost their medic, they were just able to get some soldiers in very aggressively. They were shooting players that weren't really looking at them, and they just got so much stuff working. Oh, this soldier jumping in, top hitting the rocket, and looks like the heals are just going to be too much here.
What?
And wow, what a repush.
What? I don't understand. Either Albrecht and Phil were told to get out because you're feeding, or they called to their team and their team baited them. One of those two things just happened, but either way, it is unforgivable to lose your demo and soldier there. That is horrendous. They're going to lose mid. They'll just about get their spawns in time for second. If Virtus.bro were a little bit keener, they could have gone for like an early sack or something, but I mean, they don't need to. Once again, they find themselves a round up in a fairly comfortable position. And yeah, like, you don't want to park the bus with 23 minutes left to go. No one wants that, right? However, having that round advantage does just mean you get to be a little bit more relaxed. And like, yeah. I worry about Boinicle making mistakes like that. Like,
yeah, like they could have definitely gotten through the choke for free if they just kept on pushing, right? Because, you know, the pocket and the demo man is down. That means those are the guys that locked down the choke. But they've actually sent two players behind. It's DQC and Lancer. So they're just running right now behind lines, being an absolute pest. And Boinicle, they need to be ready to deal with it. But this could also mean that there are less people watching Choke and Victor. So Boinicle can actually send people in behind lines if they're very keen. And oh, look at that. They managed to actually pick up Lancer. And now there's just a single soldier in behind lines. And the single soldier can be rushed down by a scout. And it looks like they are trying to do just that. They actually sent both scouts down there. And okay, DQC, he's just going to get out. Good job by him.
The great escape. Super easy. I was actually a little bit surprised up there. Lancer nearly just destroyed Potato in a little 1v1 when Potato was buffed as well, but thankfully Juno came to the rescue, so that almost could have been a horrendous little situation. But even after that, like even after two people going in super deep and quite a risky play, I mean, Virtus.bro are still in a good position. They kept comfortable. No one was really getting anywhere near towards their medic, and now they have Lancer on Sniper as well, so it's like everything's looking good for them. They're keeping fantastic control of the game, moving towards Big Door now. Lancer does get spotted, not hitting that first all-important shot, but the Sticky's taking down Juno. That's a good start.
That was a really good bait there, using the sniper's bait and then just having stickies on the door. Very simple play. Oh my god, Demo gets sniped, and now this super comes in here and...
No! Okay. Oh, thank god they managed to force off cars there. They will be losing... Actually, they're going to be losing two on the side of Virtus.bro. They will manage to pick up people. They did manage to pick up Mia, so that's the most important frag right now, but it is a little bit scary, especially with Miss getting slightly disconnected from these heals. There's three players who've got to focus down one by one. Phil has to be first, then Potato, but he's going to be picking up cars now. It's going to be all on Juno. He'll get killed, and there will be Albrecht towards Shutter, but I mean, it's not super bad for them. It is a little bit brave to fully commit towards second here, but I guess the spawners aren't coming in now, so second is going to go the way of Virtus.bro, but a slight uber advantage for Mia and Boinicle, but not really pushable. It's like, it's 20%. That's so hard.
Yeah, very much difficult. You want a big uber advantage when you're pushing out our last, because you're going to waste a lot of time checking for stickies and hiders and whatnot, and just clearing every single area so you don't get backcapped. So it's very difficult, and to actually make use of that. But just once again, that was a miss, just surviving the fight and then just cleaning everyone up. It's something he seems to have down to an absolute art. It's really well played by him. And now we do have this very aggressive positioning right now from Kaz. So it makes me a little bit nervous because that means you can just get popped on. If you're very aggressively, but with your own medic and the enemy medic, you know, they can just push into you. But I think they're just playing as if they don't have the uber disadvantage, and they do manage to just take down the center gun. Now the scout on the point. Oh my god, the soldier's not ready.
Oh my days, he nearly just solo capped it because Juno fell down. He literally fell down onto the rim, and now Phil's got basically no health. There's no gun. This pyro's pretty far back. They can go for just a straight point play. He just stands on it.
Yep, he just came in. He could have come in at any time, and he chose that one, and that worked out. Just popped the soldier into the air. He just, I don't know, looks at the point aggressively, and it just caps immediately. Like, that scout just getting so much time onto it really, really worked out there. And Yeah, they didn't get punished at all for playing aggressively with a slight Uber disadvantage. Like, there was just no pressure on them there. Really well played. That's going to be 2-0 for Virtus.bro.
Yep, looking super good this time. Nothing's going to be happening too early on these mid-fights. You see Soldiers going super weak, trading their own lives. Phil's going to be in nice and deep to try and get towards this Demo Man. Not quite cleaning up these frags, so the damage is good, but it's being spread every which way now. It's going to be all on Potato right now towards LB's going to be trying to get behind Cars, but he doesn't get that frag either.
Oh, Mist is chasing the medic here. Mia might not make it. This is going to be very close. Okay.
Ooh, just about, but not healing this whole time. That's basically a 25% disadvantage. I feel like if Virtus.bro are big brave boys, they'll push, but there's no necessity. They're 2 rounds up.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still think we're at a time where you want to push on big advantages, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it because they lost a bunch of players on mid. You know, it wasn't a 6-man mid where they just had everyone survive. Like, a bunch of people died. Kuna might just go in alone here and try and solo the entire team, but he gets called back by the rest of the team. Just calm down, Kuna. Not yet, not yet. Later. But yeah, they couldn't really go for a push there because they were missing 2 players. So those guys wouldn't be in the fight. They wouldn't come in buffed. So it's just not worth taking that kind of risk. And okay, look at this. Left loses another sniper duel to Lancer before getting picked off by Phil.
I mean, it's unlucky, you know? He's just getting unlucky every single time. What can you do? Absolute gamer that he is. So now there's going to be just a gun trying to protect towards his medic. We do see 2 players go straight towards water. Juno's going to get double teamed. Unlucky, my man. Phil now has to rotate towards point just to be hyper aware. This taking that damage as well is going to make things a little bit harder, but they should be aware of both these players. DQZ might get caught just a little bit off guard. Still always trading good damage, though. This is quite a scary little situation, but just by getting the spawner now. Oh, and the body shot to Albrecht again! It happened the exact same way, and now the time towards point, and they're getting so much as well. This Pyro gets super weak. He actually gets taken down. The headshot
Mia gets sniped in the confusion.
This is crumble! Oh my days, what a disaster!
Yeah, it's such a good job there. Like, the Demo Man getting picked off is such a huge deal. This is basically exactly as you point out what happened before, so you just can't let that happen. And then just immediately the pressure on the point, it's just so crucial. Like, they were doing a good job of pressing the point before the Demo Man died. So after, it's just so much pressure, and then Mia died in the confusion while everyone else was just looking back there. You know, you kind of have to take some chances every once in a while, but yeah, Lancer, he's just on point right now.
Yeah, he's hitting those all-important shots. We did see a big double bomb from the Soldiers. Juno's directly behind Cars. He was completely unaware. He does manage to pick him up now, but there's some pretty weak players. It does look like Albrecht hitting these all-important pipes and Potato alongside him will be picking up. I was gonna say Miss, but somehow Miss gets that frag, and even still he can kind of contest things. Albrecht's not really got any ammo, but he's got 260 basically any second now. There's surely no way that Miss just walks in. He forces the Uber. Mate, what a champion.
Yeah, that's again, this is probably one of those situations where Mia needs to be a bit braver or trust Albrecht a bit more. I'm not sure. That Uber force seems a bit questionable because she could have just run back to the respawners there. So just, I don't think that was a necessary pop, but missed. Just
in chat as well, no faith in Albrecht, my boys. This is full tilt now on the side of Boinicle where they want to go
still
in.
Above his choke, putting on so much pressure that finally gets taken down. Looks like Boinicle, they might have to retreat here because now the re-push is going to come in here, and Mia, nice surf actually, almost dies but makes it out. And all of a sudden that re-push has been completely fought off, and man, this is some real back and forth action right now, and Boinicle, they're just holding on for dear life, trying not to just get completely, I don't know, 5-0 to overall, or no, they lost a bunch of rounds. They want some points, you know?
Yeah, points are nice. I quite like points every now and then. It's all good. This is going to be an equal Uber situation. Finally, we're seeing ourselves on the Virtus.bro last. It's wow, it's very scenic. I wish we'd come here a little bit earlier. But it's all good. We do see just a Heavy, no other off classes now on either team. So this Heavy should be able to deny any early bombs. But ultimately, it's going to be nothing too crazy happening just for the moment. Yeah. Second, his gun goes up as well. It's going to make things a little bit more difficult. Juno, Potato going under point. They're going to be fighting towards DQZ here. They want to get some very well needed time. But they're just going to, ooh, so nearly cap at themselves. They're actually walking away from the point when Juno's still there. He's just going to walk on it.
Oh, not quite. Yeah,
look at that cap time though. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, missed. He tried to put up a sentry gun. He went off of heavy, but he just didn't manage to get it up in time. So it didn't really contribute anything. Now they're gonna just Uber in here, get the Ubers out of the way. Mia, he is way out of here. Scout on the point, and he caps it. Wow, left. He does it. Like, that was only because of all the pressure that had already come in earlier on. So Boinicle, they break the curse. They are actually on the board right now, and this is exactly what they need. A taste of success. You know, sometimes that's all you need to just kind of. I don't know what the saying is in English, but you know, I know in Danish we have this saying where we just say you just gotta break the shell and then like everything else comes pouring out, basically. So hopefully that is the case for Boinicle now.
Breaking the shell, I like that. That's good enough for us. We are going to be going into this next mid now. Good damage being dealt to a lot of the Virtus.bro players, and it's going to be decent position being taken by Boinicle. But the first frag and second frag not going to be going their way. Losing their medic long fight does not favor them anymore. Thankfully, is in to try and get just a couple frags. He'll be going down himself, and this is looking pretty okay. Like, there's so much damage, but the second cars like start arrowing these players, it basically just becomes an impossible fight, right? Like, the second those couple arrows come in, suddenly 200 health back on the field. This is Virtus.bro back on form, securing a mid. And right now, they're going to be thinking to themselves, we have a big old Uber advantage. There are 13 minutes left on the clock. If they can get themselves one more round, they can slow down the pace of this as much as they want.
Indeed. I still think they want to actually push last with this Uber advantage. I don't see why they wouldn't do that. You want to get further ahead, and they're not quite at the time where it makes sense to just stall everything out. I don't think that's something that they want to do. There's so much things that can go wrong. You might as well take an Uber advantage when you get it. Well, why try to fight for it when you can just have it already? But we'll see how they actually go about it. They're taking it very slowly, but they are buffing everyone up, and I think they might just go for something. Some sort of push. They have the soldier in the water at least. They got down the sentry gun, so yeah, here we go. Here comes Uber.
Yep, Uber, looks like Miss wants to go straight over point to try and go under Albrecht here, hitting these all-important shots, nuking him down into the dirt. Mia now 99% using Uber, but nowhere near the point, just now has to flash all of these players. Keeps Phil alive, but nearly everyone else has died. Picking up Tobbs doesn't even matter that much as well, because this can be just a easy repush for Virtus.bro. They can just get in, commit with these players. Lands are picking up one. Kuna as well being launched in, but combining with DQZ to get these frags as well. The spawners coming in. It's going to get nuked. DQZ hitting crispy rockets. Potato wants to take the scout versus demo little fight. He's going to be winning it as well. He is now all the way towards Cars, basically by himself. Cars doesn't even seem to really realize, and he's still alive. He's on the... Okay, he'll get taken down. Jesus Christ, okay. Whew.
And Potato even takes down Tobbs as well there. But yeah, that was that could have gone a lot worse for Boinicle because they didn't know where Kuna was. They last saw him in water, so you can kind of see Dr. Phil, he was on the high ground, but he walked back towards the point because he knew if the demo one came out of water, he would have just been taken down, and like Kuna was actually in front of him and he had no idea. So just sometimes what you don't know can just be such a huge event. Oh, Mia gets taken down. Huge bomb in from DQC there. That's definitely going to make things a lot more sketchy here for Boinicle coming into mid. They might just go for a suicide onto the medic, but Potato gets taken down by a nice crisp block there from Tobbs.
Yeah, this is going to be... Letters actually in a nice little position, but he gets spotted. Dude, they're checking their corners right now. Albrecht as well gets taken down just in a completely different portion of the map. It's going to be Phil jumping in. No, buddy. Buddy, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Turns out they're pushing through big doors quite a lot better than Boinicle's. It's going to be Cars keeping himself alive, keeping his 60% Uber advantage, playing a nice, cool, calm, and collected. And they're going to get themselves another big old Uber advantage. Hopefully this time not dwindling quite as much. Not going to be letting Mia get too close to the Uber this time. Possibly just going for a little main push.
Yeah, it looks like it. They have a lot of heals to work with already. So I think before they wanted the heals to come in, but this time around they got them already.
Oh my god, Kuna just literally just gets 3-shot by an engineer, of all things, so that's not really great. Kind of baited by his team, and no one else is really into this fight. Somehow DQZ jumps over the pyro, and 2 rockets the medic. Okay, fine, whatever. Thankfully, the rest of the players are basically just dying now. Cars is desperately trying to escape with his own life, and he will just about manage to do that. Kuna's going to be spawning and start him healing, but I don't really understand why DQZ is allowed to do that.
Yeah, I think the pyro just missed all his air blasts. Like, that happens sometimes, you know. This would have never happened with Toast, Highlander player.
No, Toast Highlander, man, he knows how to right-click. He's an absolute gamer, but apparently it's too difficult to just right-click on people. as we've seen from certain other players here. We do see Phil jumping in. He's going to try and get all the way forward, get some space for his team.
Juno's in as well.
Yeah, this is really good damage, really good position being taken. Oh, the pipe from Aubrac!
The stock pipe roller. It's so strong, but Mist just hiding around the corner. Waits for all the rockets to be fired, and then he's in. Tries to be cheeky there with the Boston Basher jump. Not quite able to actually make it onto the medic, though. But yeah, that's a clutch pipe. And it's actually a really aggressive play from Boinicle. They didn't, quote-unquote, like they weren't in a good position to push. That may be a slight heal advantage, maybe. And maybe a few players weren't quite in there, but that was a very aggressive push. And like they're doing this because they're behind and time is running out. Well, there's still 8 minutes remaining, but if they sit around too much and don't take any of these small advantages, they're going to be in trouble. So they're going to push him down this last.
Yeah, we do see this Uber go in all the way towards main sticks, still towards point. We do see the longest chase in the world as Leth is just behind point for seemingly ever. Now he goes towards point. Goes so weak now. Mist is getting absolutely tanked as the heavy weapons guy. And he's just going to nuke down Dr. Phil. We do see the repush. Leth is trying to go in, but this Mist LG is absolutely on it right now. He might even be able to pick up Juno. Nope, he's going to get taken out by Tobbs. There's going to be no one at all really contesting. Lanza is deep all the way basically towards second, and Choki sees these heals. He sees these players. He will need the rest of his team to kind of get to him as well. That would be quite nice if they could manage that, but it's going to be a really nice hold there for Virtus.bro.
Yeah, absolutely. The sentry gun actually just survived forever. It was just a single stick, so he could just, the enemy could just keep on repairing it, and there was no other player actually shooting it. And like normally, you know, kind of like pop logic is that you put down like 3 or 2 stickies and then you dead them at the same time. Whereas normally in sticks you actually just shoot like a single sticky because then you dead it and then your teammate's rocket will kill the sentry gun, and that's faster. But no one else was actually shooting at the sentry gun. That just kept on not working until a soldier finally got around to actually shooting the sentry gun. So I think they actually just lost that push because they didn't focus on the sentry gun. But the scout has actually snuck behind. He's in lobby fighting a soldier. DQC will actually take him down, but the soldier comes in and cleans him up. So there's still Juno behind lines, and Juno, you know, he top damage last round. He's doing really well. Don't want to have him down there, but both players are down, and both teams are down in players. So this could be very uncomfortable for either one.
This could be. It does look like Juno's getting a little bit bullied towards River, but Lanza's going to keep himself alive, which is all that really needs to happen. The longer this goes on, the more likely it is that Juno can get pincered by DQZ and Lanza, which it looks like they are now going to start doing. The fight has been initiated. Juno's decided to run all the way towards last. He's going to be so
There are
weak
3
at this
players
point.
in the lobby right now.
Oh, the headshot actually from Potato picking up DQZ. That's going to open things up a little bit as well. Shame it wasn't on a medic or something, but he's going to be still going all the way towards Big Door, trying to get some of these players still racking off this damage, which is super important. Cars wants to go for this trade really as well. They went for just that little bit, but suddenly the pressure was back, and Aubrac is not getting just killed by random stickies on the floor. Oh my god, Mist is walking for Potato, not quite hitting these shots. It is going to be an Uber trade. 1 flash more on the side of Cars, but they can afford to chase just this little bit because of all these players down. And it looks like Virtus.bro wants to just hard commit through here. They know there's a sniper up with these players down. The pipe's going to be picking up Leth now. I mean, Potato has to hit like a nuts headshot or is basically pointless, and he'll die as well. Not a great hold there. Fantastic little push there from Virtus.bro. And with these 2 players down capping, this is basically an opportunity just to keep on moving through choke here.
Yeah, they're going to take that, just getting onto the Demoman. 3 crisp rockets taking down. Dr. Phil will die just stick as well. Now Mia's completely left alone. She's not going to get out. There's 0% chance of that happening. Actually, almost Juno actually almost manages to get down the medic, but Mist puts his body between him and his medic, and yeah, he's going to die, but Cars will survive. So just, again, really good job there by Mist. Just, he's playing so well with this game. Even better than the first one, I feel, and now it's going to be a full Uber advantage, 80%, 90%, and yeah, there's not even going to be a full sentry, it's just going to be a pyro trying to get in here. There's a level 1 in secret.
Yeah, they're going to be going all the way towards right side. This time, Kuda's not going to get nuked, but the pyro, he's just going to get sent to the Shadow Realm. Not happening at all. DQZ's on spawn, bullying! DQZ's literally bullying Mia on the spawn door, who has no player somehow with her, and now this is just going to be, like, they can take this as slow as they want. This is just waiting around up until someone can get onto Aubrac and kill him, remove these stickies, they'll just be playing towards point, and it'll be nice and easy. Oh, yeah. God, that's so sad of your Boinicle. And once again, this is 3 rounds down, and they have, like, 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's one of these things where it's not technically impossible, but man, you need to hurry. Is there a class that's faster than Scout that you can put someone on to cap more? No, that's annoying.
No.
That's,
Give the Scout a pain train. That's like genuinely what they need to actually really stand a chance right now. Or just an absolute fragger of a mid aggressive DPS. He's going to get some good damage towards Aubrac. He can't play forward, but he's going to get taken down. But then Aubrac also goes down with a follow-up bomb. The frags, though, are in favor of Boinicle. They're trading more out here. Ned turns into a little 3v3. Phil gets some good damage, and Juno behind does just about pick up cars. Oh, this is really, really split players on the side of Boinicle, as seems to be their little gimmick. It's going to be lands on basically no HP. Juno's going to have all the health in the world. Kuna's going to walk in behind. So much damage being dealt. Somehow not
It's so weak.
Juno? Oh, God. How has this fight gone on so long? Please explain.
It's a soldier. Soldiers can't kill anyone. They can just do like 100 damage and then they can't do anything. He's going to jump onto this demo. He's still alive. This is so frustrating for Juno. Everyone just keeps surviving on 10 HP. Look how weak everyone is right now for Virtus.bro.
DQZ. There's no way DQZ just walks behind Mia!
Oh, panic pops as well.
How do you just forget there's a soldier and he's dropped out? Like, he was like 10 HP. Oh, God.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Boinicle. Just, again, just these small things as a soldier gets really denied there by a soldier. Really nice job. Potato, however, got stuck kind of far forward. And the Lancer somehow just dances around. No, sorry, that's missed. Unkillable, it seems. And the object gets taken down by a scout. Yeah, now just Lancer's time to just shine. He's just... Look how he's blocked him off from escaping. Okay, there we go. Finally gets taken down. But, yeah, even now. Alright, left. Actually getting some kills in here. Just defending his medic.
Oh, my God. And these long-range rockets even picking up Potato? This is... I don't know. This is pretty sad times of your Boinicle. Thankfully, they're only 25% away from their Uber, but it's like it's 2 minutes left in the game. Like, we're going to need cars to drop about 4 times in a row for them to stand any real chance here at all. And it looks like they want to keep on going through all the way. Big Door, Mia's just about getting her own Uber now. All these players are actually basically towards last. They can be forcing off Mia, who does drop down with this one scout. Ours has used his towards lobby as well, and there's about 1 million players between Mia and safety, and I just don't think it's happening today. Unlucky. Missed adding another little frag. Ours does go down as well to some stickies, but there's just 2 remaining players. And Lance is going to try and bully a soldier towards River, along with his little friend there. Second will be capped. Juno is the only one who can possibly save this for his team. Before Potato spawns, he's going to go down. Potato as well. He gets one, and then he gets directed, and then he's basically dead as well. Cheeky taunt on the point. 5-1 it's going to be for Virtus.bro, and a GG in chat from your boy Aubrac. That is going to be all that she wrote, and Virtus.bro looking pretty hot.
Yeah. Like, there's no doubt that they deserve to win here today. Like, they didn't get lucky for 60 million as much as Potato might want to claim that that's the case. Like, they were definitely the better team today. And, I know, like, Boinicle, there's a lot of things that they need to fix here, but, you know, fortunately for them, I don't feel like their DM is the problem here, you know? Like there's a lot of things that they can just fix to get better as a team. Like, that seems to be the big problem so far in this match. And hopefully they can figure that out before the season actually starts and before they potentially play against the next team that they're up against here, assuming they haven't folded. You know, is it Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? What were they called?
Something along those lines. I'm sorry. I've just been watching like Lancer never stop pushing for as long as he lives, and I was honestly kind of expecting he might just be able to run at people. Thankfully, see the crit scout. This is all they needed the entire time. Potato's walking forward. He's farming cars with a cheeky surf away. 92%. He's somehow just about getting up to Big Door.
No.
Dude, Cars is like an actual magician. Look at this guy.
Oh, he shouldn't have shot at that guy. He should have just kept running to second.
That's it. They're dying seconds of the game. It's going to be Virtus.bro taking this 2 maps to 0. And that's going to be it there. A little bit of a sad story there for Boinicle. But Virtus.bro, like I said, looking pretty hot there and winning in pretty dominating fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, at the very least, this was a very good scrim.
A fantastically, you know, it's a great scrim. Everyone's good stuff. We'll see again tomorrow at 20. That's all TFT's going to cast now. We're just going to cast scrims.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why waste time with a website that doesn't even exist when we can just play scrim?
At ETF2L, hello, anyone there? Knock knock.
Yeah,
all
hopefully
right.
that side actually comes up. But yeah.
Good.
Okay, so the deal right now. So right now, Virtus.bro, they are in Prem 100%. They won today's match, and they will be placed directly into Prem. Boinicle, they're going to have to play against someone has moves, I think. I can't remember who. Uh, I can't remember the team name, but we think they have folded, so there's a good chance that Boinicle is also in Prem, but not 100%. So let's just say that Boinicle, they're 90% sure to be in Prem, and Virtus.bro, they're 100% sure. But do you want to look at some logs before we talk further?
We can look at some logs. We can see some numbers. We can see what's going on. Let's see what's standing out. I mean, once again, Mist kind of did frag. Dude's doing work. He hit a lot of shots. Yeah. Classic little 29 frags. I feel like, right. So I'm gonna point out now a very different state of events where Cars has now died as many times as Mia, 9 for 9, makes sense. Cars also had 3 less Ubers over the course of that game, and they still 5-1 them. That is indicative of a greater problem than just medics. So, yeah, Boinicle may want to go look at the old demos of that one and try and see exactly what was going on, because it just felt like another game where they just didn't get pressured that much. Like, I'm honestly surprised it was equal medic deaths. I guess there was a couple from Cars right at the end when it was kind of like garbage time, but I still think it's kind of crazy the amount of times like DQZ seemed to just get in and get like easy forces or easy frags or whatever.
Yeah, DQZ had an extremely good game, actually on both maps. He was just completely unstoppable, it would seem like, but I don't know. I think Boinicle, they need to be better at actually just watching the corners and making sure that the area is sort of quote-unquote clear, and then just expect the soldiers to be just flying in from around the corner, basically. Like there's a lot of ways you can stop soldiers from jumping into you. Number one, obviously air shots. Number two, scouts hitting meat shots, and then like you can put up like prediction stickies. You can put up like soldiers jumping into him to body block him, and then getting an easy air shot, kind of stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, just kill them. The problem is they didn't kill the guys. They didn't kill DQZ when he bombed in. And then he would kill their medics. So just kill him next time. Right, make a note of that for later. It's just that easy. Considering the series of events, I don't actually think we're very likely to get any interviews. Are we? Oh, we might actually. We can congratulate our 100% Prem team and commiserate our 95% Prem team.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Tops up there.
I did, and then he did also leave again as well. So, we'll give people a couple of seconds if they so wish. I mean, there's probably still numbers on the screen. What's the most important bit? Albrecht had the most air shots that game.
That is
tied with DQZ. That was that's pretty good. Good air shots. Left 11 for 18. I feel like he had a bit of a miserable time. He had a miserable time on Pyro, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's definitely he's no Gazy. Gazy's got Gazy, whatever how you pronounce his name. Actually a nuts Pyro.
Yeah, actually, all right, okay. It looks like Tops is actually gonna get his ass in here. Just if he can actually get his way into the interviewing channel, we got this.
I have absolute faith in us. If not, we will just wrap things up and take it from there. We'll give him a few calm little seconds. There we go. Moving Tobbs on in here. Obviously from the winning side, which was Virtus.bro.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, we got it figured out. So congratulations, dude. We were kind of thinking that you guys were probably the underdogs going into this, but it looks like it was a very comfortable game for you guys. What was your expectations going into it? And
I gotta be honest, I had absolutely no expectations whatsoever. I feel like what changed today was the fact that I was trying to main call for the team and like trying to take more heals. I was playing a bit more Roma pocket before that, so I guess we just had way more structure today. At least because I was yelling at people to do strat.
How much have you guys been scrimming in the offseason?
I would say a normal amount. I don't know how much is. I don't know how much is normal anymore because it feels like it's been very long since I actually played in a team. So.
All right, fair enough.
I feel
Well-
at least, I think last time I played in the team was season 29, like actually with not being a sub. So it's
Right,
been some
well-
time.
Well, and you just immediately earn your way into Prem, so that's a good sign, right?
I mean,
And-
it's happened like 4 times before, but yeah. Always the damn playoffs.
I mean, it's good to at least dominate one aspect of the game, at the very least, you know? It's better than nothing.
So I think I've been baited by my team because I was promised Kuna interview and he's not showing up.
Ooh.
Wow. Can chat bully Kuna in here, please? We all need this.
I think BT, you might be the biggest Kuna fanboy I've ever seen in my life. I need to see an interaction between you, personally.
Yeah, sure. I will gladly take that.
Ooh.
He is the biggest frag hero I've ever seen. It's actually nuts what he hits.
I don't think it's particularly likely here. I'll be honest with you.
Nah,
I feel like
I
this
don't
might
think
be
so.
as good as we're getting. Unlucky, Tobbs will have to deal with you. Obviously, congratulations, and probably congratulations to Boinicle as well. It's the weirdest situation I've had to cast, but I mean, you won and it looked good, and then there were some fancy things on stream, so nothing to complain about, you know.
I mean, the day started off kind of like very shabby because like we were supposed to play Charlie's team at 20, and we get this message like, oh, we folded, and everyone is just like, yeah, they're trolling, they're 100% trolling. Like, just had everyone in Mumble be like, that. There's no way, they're just trolling. It's just classic fucking their team. But we'll see. It seems all of us have already convened ourselves that it's just some Charlie conspiracy.
Honestly, if this was like the big brain play to make you lose your first game because you didn't have a warm up, and then suddenly they like sweep in and win the second, like I would respect that. That would be like giga conspiracy.
Yeah, also
Yeah.
you can just tell everyone except the admins that you folded, so that, you know, hopefully the two other teams don't play their game, so they just both lose, so they automatically get seeded into Prem. Like, who's going to stop them? The Titan's
Exactly.
down.
I said it
Nobody
from
knows
the start.
anything.
Charlie is the biggest brain in TF2. He's planned this all from the start, but unfortunately you guys played anyway, which has foiled his plans. So yeah, unlucky. I'm gonna say, unless there's anything immediate you want to say, Beta, I think we just do shout outs and we get on with the rest of our nights.
I want to know, what's your guys' expectation for Prem? What's your goal? What placement are you going for?
I gotta be honest, not bottom is what I hope for.
I respect it.
I have absolutely no expectations whatsoever. It can go both ways. We can end up mid-table or bottom table, just depending what happens. We'll see. I mean,
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I've been there before. Not hoping not to get last. But all
yeah.
right. All right. Do you have any shout outs before we wrap this up?
Who do we start with?
Yeah, we'll start with you. We'll start with you in the shout outs. You get to do the only player shout outs of the whole thing. Who do you want to shout out?
Let's see here. Shout out to everyone on my team besides Lancer. Fuck him.
Wow.
And shout out to Random. And Old Weave Scott.
I will do some shout outs. Shout out to the players in Charlie's team for probably folding. No one actually knows. I like a little bit of indecision in my life. Shout out to your boy Gubbins. He gifted a bunch of people sub to my stream over the past couple of days. So, you know, shout out to that. Shout out to you, Beta, as well, and Arch.
Oh, thanks. All right, that's going to be it, guys. So, big congratulations once again to Virtus.bro for making it into Prem. Perhaps congratulations to Boinicle for probably making it into Prem. And shout out to Charlie's team for folding. Who could have seen this coming? And thank you guys in chat for watching with us. It's been a fun game. And I hope you guys continue to stay safe. Just keep on pulling through. You got this. Don't worry about it. Be smart. And then from me, eepily and ArchRhythm, and everyone else at teamfortress.tv, thank you guys for watching. Have a good night. And we will see you for the next season of Prem, whenever that decides to start. Good night.